Oh, yeah. I'll call Tzafui V'Rashut Nitna. Where is this? Here it is. Yes, I called Tzafui. That was Mishnah number 15 we did yesterday. And where Rabbi Akiva said, God knows everything. He sees everything that's going to happen. It's all predetermined. And nevertheless, we have total free will. God judges everything for the good, but nevertheless, everything is according to how much good you do. Now we're on Mishnah number 17. Hu haya omer, Rabbi Akiva used to say, Hakol natun be'eravon. Everything is given with, what's eravon mean in credit? Credit, yeah. You have to put collateral down, eravon. In other words, you got to pay back. Umatsura perusa al kol hachayim, and there is a big net over life. You're not free. You can't do what you want. Everybody's going to die eventually. You're going to get caught. Hachanut patucha, the store is open. Achen v'ni makif, the store owner is willing to loan out. He's willing to give on credit. Hapinkas patuach, his ledger is open. Hayad kotevet, he writes down everything that you take. Bakal arotza lilavod, and anyone who wants to come and borrow, yavo v'yilva, and he can borrow. V'gabay machzirin tadir b'kol yom, but he has money collectors to go around and collect every day. V'nifrorim bin adam, and people have to pay back midato or lo dato, whether they want to or not. Sometimes they're forced, and sometimes they do it with their own free will. V'yesh lehem al mashi yismachu, and they have all sorts of proofs to get the money from you. Vadin din emes, and God judges in a true way. Vakal metukan l'suda, and everything is ready for the big meal. Okay, what does all this mean? This is, of course, a big metaphor for life. Let's look and see. Mishnatenu, okay, I'll read from the text here. Mishnatenu, our Mishnah, Mevia Maimer is another saying from Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva explains the previous Mishnah, Alpi Mashal, according to a metaphor from day-to-day life. Who Rabbi Akiva Hoya Omer would say, Hakol nutun be'eravon. Everything is given, how do you say, on a credit basis, on a loan. Kol ma sheyesh lo la'adam ba'olamo, everything you have in the world, ha'adam aravlo. Ha'adam aravlo. A person is, what do you want to call it, is a surety. He is liable to pay. Atirim legavos mimenu chova. You're eventually going to have to pay this back. Kolomar lanishu al chatav, to get paid for your sins. You have to pay for your sins. So there's a person who's given free will. You can do whatever you want to. Person decides to do sins, wants to steal. It could be that he'll be successful. But in the end, Hashem says, got to pay back. Umatsura perusa, there is a net which is spread out all over life. In menusmi, you cannot get away. There is no way to get out of the limits of life. Shnei Amar, like it says, Ki gam lo yada adam et ito, a person does not know when he is going to die. Kadagim shenechazim, like a fish that are caught in a big net. Shehem yokshim b'nei adam le'et ra. The people get trapped, they can get caught in a bad time. Eventually, it catches up on the person. Hachanut patucha, it's like they say the joke about the person who jumps out of the building from the 100th floor. When he gets to the 20th floor, he's passing down, somebody opens the window and says, how are you doing? He says, so far, doing great, doing great. Eventually it comes to the end. A person can get whatever he wants. You want in this world. You want to lie, you want to cheat, you want to trick, you want to this. If you don't get caught, you get away with everything. A person can get pleasure from the world however he wants. Right? He decides that maybe if he steals and robs and he's going to have to spend time in jail, not worth it. but you can get whatever you want to from the world. But hachen v'ni makif, the owner of the store, the owner of the store, he is taking an account. Who noten l'kol echad b'hakafa. He's giving everything free, but you got to pay back. Eino dorish tashlum l'alter. He's not demanding money right now, like a credit card, right? V'zeu sheshininu b'mishnah. That's what it says in the previous Mishnah. B'tov olam nadun. The world is judged in a way of good. The Kodesh Baruch Hu erech hapayim. God is patient. Av the Rishoim, even for the evil people. Who done it olam b'mida rachamim, and he judges according to mercy. So let's say you overuse your credit card, right? You go around, you buy all sorts of cars and things like this. You do also write false checks, and right, and so Hashem doesn't put you in jail immediately. He comes in and says, "I saw what you did. You got a couple of months to pay back, a couple of years to pay back, but you're going to have to pay back." Doesn't get you immediately. But Pinkas Patuach says the ledger, the what is it? The accounting books are open, and Hashem is writing. True, God gives you everything, life. He gives you in credit, and he is patient, but don't think he erases the debt. God will get you eventually. He doesn't give up on anything. Reminds me, what is it, 2 years ago, I got a traffic ticket. And I sent them pictures here in Tel Aviv. Traffic ticket the whole thing was just so, anyway, I sent them a picture that there were no signs, there was no nothing, and I didn't get any letter back. I was very happy. A year passed by, a year and a half passed by, 2 years passed. Where's the 500 shekels you owe us? You owe us the 500 shekels. You got to come. Wait, look, what can I do? I had to pay. The Keina wrote Lilvos, Yavo Vilve. Also, a person, anyone who wants to come and borrow from the store, and it was in life, that's what we learned in the previously, Harishut Nituna, that people have permission to do what they want. People have free will. You can do whatever you want. People go around all the time, every day. Hagovim, they're the collectors, the money collectors, collection agency. Shlichi Chenvoni, they're the ones that the store owner sends out. Boim Yedei Pam, they come regularly. Legavos Zachov, got the money you owe us. Davar Zehu Mashal Ala Yisurim V'Achalayim Haboim Elataram. And what does it mean? Once in a while, a person gets sick. Once in a while, a person does this. You have to know. I mean, this is a little bit muserdik to what we're learning here, but it's all okay to learn about this. Once in a while, a person has to know who the boss is. Eventually, going to have to pay back. But Nifraim and Adamidato, and a person is paid. He has to pay his debts, whether willingly or not willingly, right? With his knowledge or against his knowledge. He says a little bit different. Let's see. Sheyesh Ladam Zocher. A person should remember his debt. Who matztik alav at the din, and a person always justifies his. A person can't justify his debt. Justify. I owe. I admit everything that God says. I admit that I misused the energy He gave. I admit. Like King David said, "Yadati Hashem ki tzedek mishpatecha emuni enisani." This is also said in the Hineni prayer and before Rosh Hashanah. Everything God did to me was 100%, everything exactly what I what I deserved. In fact, God was really kind with me. Because he says, he's a chassid. I'm sorry. But sometimes a person is also, he has to pay back lo midato, against his will. What does against his will mean? Sometimes a person forgets that he's his debt to God. Bakora Tagar, and he complains. Hey, God, what did I do this? As though it's happening to him. I'll tell you a story about this also. Because he thinks, shoot tzaddik v'naki, because he's a tzaddik, and a person thinks, hey, I'm 100% okay. Why am I getting punished? I don't deserve it. I'll just tell a short story about this. Also, once this is right when I came to Israel. I was learning in the yeshiva, and I got pneumonia. I guess I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't eating, whatever it was. Anyway, I got pneumonia. And they took me to the hospital. And there got pneumonia. And then I'm laying there with pneumonia. And all of a sudden, someone comes in. And there's two people on both sides of me. That's what it was. There were two people on both sides of me. These really non-religious, Jews, Israelis. And all day they were talking. I don't know why they put me in the middle. I mean, it could be that maybe these guys didn't know each other. They just got to know each other. Anyway, so they would make jokes about me, and they would make jokes. They would talk about the politics, and they would make all this. And then they would take the newspapers. They would read the newspapers like 5 times and make the comments. And one of these guys had a friend that came in, and he said to me, "Oh, Rabbi," he said to me, "Oh, you Rabbi, tell me, I want to understand something. Yeah, why is it that you're sick and I'm not sick?" No, I'm sorry. That wasn't the way it was. He said about his friend, "Tell me, Rabbi, my friend over here, he's such a nice person, such a good person. Why is he sick? Why is he sick? What did he do to deserve to be sick?" Right? This shows there's no God. So what am I going to tell the guy? Listen, maybe he's sick because he doesn't do Torah mitzvahs. Here, I'm laying right next to him. I do Torah mitzvahs, and I'm laying in the bed right next to him. So what am I going to tell him? So I said to him, "Listen, I am sure 100%." I told him, "I am sure 100% that if God would make this guy well right now, and he would change places, you would change places, and you would be in his place, then you would say exactly the opposite, right? Why is he healthy? Harry, I'm doing all the Torah mitzvahs. Why is this guy healthy? Right? Why is he sick?" So in other words, no matter what, a person can always say that whatever is coming to me is not right. It's not right. A person can always make all sorts of excuses. Says it doesn't make any difference what you think. God knows what's going on, and God will. And yesh lo al ma shismachu, aber yesh lo govim halalu al ma shismoch. Those that Hashem collects from a person, he's got what to rely on. He has proofs, but video proofs. Shariakol, Rashum, B'Sefer Zichron, everything is mentioned in the book of remembrance. God wrote everything down. Adin din emes, God judges always truth. She'ena kodesh baruch hu gova yoter mima shemegiya lo. Hashem never takes more than what he deserves and what you deserve. The Kain Amur, and that's what it also says in the Talmud, Avodah Zorah. Ena kodesh baruch hu b'trunya. God does not come b'trunya embryotav. God does not come with impossible tasks or impossible demands with people. It gives you according to what you can do. Akol metukan sara, and everything is ready for the meal. Bein tzadikim, bein rashayim, yesh lehem chelik l'olam haba. Whether people are righteous, whether they are totally evil, nevertheless they will go to the world to come after Hashem collects the debt from them. The evil people, they get punished or whatever they have to do, and the righteous people, they get their goods. And finally, in the end, everybody goes to heaven. Incidentally, we don't exactly know 100% who the righteous people are and who the bad people are. Like we've said a lot of times, it could be a person who's righteous his whole life, and he did one little thing that was a big chil Hashem because he's got a big beard and this, not nice. A person does something like that in public. He scratched his nose or something, and it could be this person is totally evil. But one moment before he dies, he puts on tefillin, and that makes other people put on tefillin. So it could be he goes to heaven. We don't know. In any case, God does know, and God judges really righteously. And the idea is just forget about the whole business and just do whatever you can and do your best. The Kain Shaninu, and this is what we learn. And also, if you're always thinking about reward and punishment, you're never going to be happy, because the main thing, the main reward is that you can serve God here. That's the main. You forget about that. You forget about really the main thing. You're serving God. Forget about the rewards. For call Yisrael, all the Jewish people, it says all the Jews have a place in the world to come. Remember, we learned a mimer about this. Like it says, Amech Cholam Tzadikim, the Jewish people are all Tzadikim. Ma'olam Yeshiva Ohr. Every single Jew will raise in the raising of the dead. Some of them have to go through purifications, etc. The Yesh Mafarshin, some people say Kamosha Adam Derech Moshe, just like a person will find a meal ready, but only after he works at it. Likanoso, he has to buy the raw products and then he has to bring them into his house and he has to cook them. The same thing is also a person after he dies. There's a meal and it's prepared for the world to come from what a person did in this world. Pirkei Avos, Rabbi Akiva. All right, let's learn a little